I like them to be dark and I like them to be quite hard and harsh, but I also always like to put a little bit of humour in there. But I think humour's a powerful thing, and if you look at what Banksy does, he kind of like, his message gets across because he's making people laugh, even though the subject matter he's dealing with is incredibly serious. My name's Giles Walker and I'm an artist. I wanted to do something on religion, and the reason I think I chose the Last Supper was a practical reason, that it could be one unit with all the wires and stuff running under the table, and so practically it worked, and I wanted it to be a big piece that I could sort of treat as a painting, with lots of little detail and sort of bigger stuff. So that worked on a sort of practical level, and it was a time when in the media discussion about the abuse going on within the church. I wanted to do a piece that focused on religion and the sort of mental scars, the invisible scars that it might leave, rather than the sort of physical scars. And that led me to sort of think about how healthy an education it is for a young mind, because some of the doctrine about hell. Alongside that, I was adopting a child as well, and we had to have these kind of conversations with social workers about, you know, how you bring up a child, and etc., etc. Funny enough, one of the things they were worried about, the fact that I was an atheist and didn't believe in a religion, which I thought was quite interesting, because if I'd gone, yes, I'm a Catholic, I believe in telling a child that it's guilty from birth, and there's this all-seeing, all-hearing God that will punish you if you do not follow the creed. Whether that's healthier than just saying, I believe in, you know, the humanity and the positive things that humanity can do. And they seemed to find one was less worthy than the other, and I thought that was quite interesting. Another thing that's happening at the time was my mum died, and she was, you know, what have I done wrong to deserve this, you know, and obviously nothing, but it's that is a sort of mental scar left from Christianity, where you think, you know, you're being punished for something in the past, or some way you've behaved in the past, and it's simply not true, obviously, but she still had this kind of feeling of guilt, and that all tied into the same sort of narrative that I was working with the sort of the education thing, etc. So yeah, that was the sort of starting point. Yeah, I started off with the idea of the figures sitting around the table, and just kept on having more and more ideas and adding to them. And then sort of the little people came, and which gave it a whole new dimension. And then of course you had to do the sound on top of all that, and also it had to have a sort of texture to it that was listenable. Even if you weren't listening to the words, you could hear the sound. And I ended up sampling loads of different films and adding in a bit of myself and mixing it all around till I got that mix right. If you build figures that move on a really low budget, which is what I do, you have to concentrate on gesture, really, because that's what gives the figures their character. So how they hold their cigarette, how they talk, whether they twitch when they talk, all those sort of things. If you've got building a £30 million robot, you can do all of the movements, but if you are working to budget, you can only do a few. So I tend to sort of focus on characteristics and gesture that I can get them, that give the most out, as into the character of that figure. I haven't met many people who haven't liked it. And people tend to find there's always something in there for them, or they can interpret it in a way that makes it useful or emotive for them.
Who made that disgusting noise? Was it you? Was it you? How dare you? You have made a very big mistake. Glorious Assumption. Blessed be the name of Mary, Virgin Mother. Blessed be Saint Joseph, our most chaste spouse. Blessed be God and His angels and in His saints. Glorious Assumption. Blessed be the name of